This is an episode today with my friend Matt D'Elia. He is a filmmaker, director, writer, podcaster, super talented, funny, super smart guy too. He's just come out. Well, he just directed a Netflix special for his brother Chris D'Elia, and just came out in April, I think, April 20th or something like that. You can see it on Netflix. Matt talks about the process of directing it, what he likes about it, what he doesn't like about it. He also made a short film that is on something called Talk House. That is it's a quarantine short film, so it's just him and his dog, and he made this short film where he just talking to his dog. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's pretty interesting and very much so in the Matt D'Elia spirit. So I'm going to get to the episode, but before I do, if you could go to the iTunes, rate and review, same thing with the YouTube channel, go to it and like and subscribe there. It helps out a lot. And without any further ado, I will give Matt D'Elia a call. What's going on?
Hi. I'm a fun hi.
Hi, fun hi. Are you like cooped up in your place? Or are you? Because you're used to staying in your place.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like normally, do you go to dinner or anything like that?
This is where my head's at on that lately. When it was starting to become clear that we were going to lock down, I was like, well, my life is uniquely suited to not be disrupted by something like this, because I work from home. Work will continue for me, and I won't have to change really my schedule very much. But what I have found, while that is mostly true, it is weird to be where you work always. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I don't know, I find myself, and I don't do this, I didn't used to do this before quarantine, but I'll find myself not knowing when I'm done working. And whereas I used to, even when you lived here, I would just come down to your place or come down to Mako's place, or just walk to get a coffee. But I don't do that now. And I'm realizing that was the way that I would break up the day, And now I'm kind of just in this weird amorphous zone all the time of both working and not working, and it's kind of strange. Yeah.
You haven't just designated your office to be an office, and then when you're in that room you're working, when you're not, you're not?
I used to, but now my office is a fucking mess, so I gotta figure that out.
Oh yeah, this is how you figure out. Clean it.
Yeah, I've considered that.
Okay, what do you think about it?
One of these days I will.
Okay. Dude,
look what's behind me.
Oh, the poker table. Yeah.
Do you want to tell that story or you want me to tell it?
All right. So this is from my perspective because you left the room at a certain point.
Yeah, I missed it. Actually, you have to tell it. Yeah.
So Matt,
when I walk back in, I'll tell it. Yeah.
So Matt has a little side room, whatever, like a little office room, and then we would play poker all the time, and we decided we were going to play poker in that little room. Matt goes out of his way to get this really expensive table, like a really nice poker table that sits 8 people. Everyone's playing in there. I show up late, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and I just wasn't thinking. Matt leaves the room to go get water for people or whatever you were doing, and then I dropped an ash on the table. And everyone goes fucking crazy. Everyone's like, oh my, Matt's going to freak the fuck out on you. He just bought this table. I mean, I should also say not blow up. When Matt blows up, it's the funniest fucking thing. So I think everyone wasn't waiting to it wasn't like we were little kids waiting for dad to yell at us. It was we were waiting for a show.
Yeah. Because
it's fucking hilarious. And I'm like, oh, should I just put put an ashtray over it or something? And then you walk back in, and you're just, everyone's quiet.
Yeah, everyone knew that it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, because you have a way of For some reason, you didn't blow up on that, but I've seen you.
Didn't, yeah.
But I've seen you blow up, and everyone was just waiting for the blow up.
Because honestly, it was too funny that it happened. Because you, as you said, you came late. You were like 2 hours late at least.
I was pretty late.
Not
yeah.
that you were late, but you joined late. Like we knew you were coming late.
Yeah.
And you were literally in there for 30 seconds before I stepped out again. And I hear everyone laughing, and I come back in. It was like the most. Everyone was there already for 2+ hours. Nobody fucking fucked the table up at all. And then after less than a minute, you burn a hole in it, and it's still in there. The hole's still there.
I've been listening to your church. By the way, 2 fucking episodes a week is so many.
It's so hard.
Is it really?
It is actually, because it wouldn't really be if I was still having guests, but I decided to not have guests because the idea, or not have guests during this quarantine, because the idea of having guests during the quarantine, like talking about random shit, felt like I wouldn't be as engaged. I thought like people wouldn't want to listen to it as much. So I started doing a couple solo episodes when it first started, and they were being listened to way more than the guest episode.
Really?
And yeah. And because I would do a solo episode like one every 10 episodes, and people were like, you should do more episodes solo. And I was like, I don't know how, you know? And I just started doing it. But it's hard it's like 2+ hours of content a week, me just talking with like audio clips and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I listened to it. I've probably listened to like 5 of them, because 2 a week is tough.
2 a week's hard. It's been good just in terms of like listenership, making a little bit of extra money every week, but it's hard. Yeah.
Well, you got your first mega fan, the guy that loves that you hate him.
Well, that shit is amazing, because as you know, lately I've been talking shit about all these dumbass conspiracy theorists that are out there about this COVID shit. And that dude, who I kind of love now, because, I mean, I'm sure it's because he loves me, but his attitude is good. Like, the whole thing with the show is, like, we can disagree, but you don't have to be, like, a dick about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's, even when I have people on the show who I do disagree with, I kind of let it be known I disagree, but that doesn't matter. Let's just talk. This dude, unlike most of the crazy conspiracy theorist motherfuckers, is nice. He's just, like, calling me dumb, but not like a dick. He's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Here are links. I love your show. And I'm like, all right.
But their Instagram screenshots?
They're Instagram screenshots, dude. His proof of the conspiracies are Instagram accounts of other crazy people. So I don't know what the next phase of the argument is, but all he did was send me shit. Like, he'll send me shit of like, why does this logo from this company look so similar to like?
Dude, when people try to pull that, I have a friend that went off the rails, like, you know, years ago. He started doing LSD and stuff and getting involved in Burning Man, and he kind of went off the rails. And he'll say that he was awakened. You know, that's how they all think that it happens. And who knows? Maybe they're right. I don't know. But he sends me shit, and I can't get in. Like, I'm really bad at texting and coming off how I'm actually talking, because how if you translate my words into text, I'm just like, it's ruined relationships, it's ruined like family relationships, like I get in arguments way more because of it. So I can't argue it. I just go, oh great, that's awesome. Like I have to throw platitudes at it, or else, you know. You
text like such a dick.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Like
you'll just write ha. You know, like H-A. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing is more so mad than just H-A and not even a period.
But then this is what it is. So you send a text, and then I see it and I go, ha! And then I'll text you H-A, because that's what I did.
I know, but here's the rule. H-A is fucking rude. H-A is laughing. So ha is like, ha, you're a funny guy now? Ha is like I laughed.
Sometimes
like
I just.
The difference between K and the letter K and K-A-Y. K, just a letter, is like you're being dismissive and like maybe passive aggressive. K-A-Y typed out is like Well, they're not mad, that's for sure. They're just like agreeing to it. They're being easy. They're going with the flow. That's why K is genius shit.
Yeah, it's kind of cute actually because you can just be like K.
Yeah, exactly. It's cute. It's endearing. It's sweet. Nobody ever got mad at K.
I mean, sometimes with the laugh thing, I'll just type laughed.
That's good too. No, that's good.
Yeah.
It's just direct. It's like no funny business. Like, let's get straight to the heart of the matter. Laughed.
Yeah, laughed. Like because I feel like yeah, go ahead.
I'll write I'm laughing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good.
I am laughing right now like a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put because I feel like LOL and LMFAO and all that stuff is like it doesn't even mean that anymore. It just means you saw it and like you went like this, you went and then you said LOL and
I think that is what LOL means though. Like if I've ever written LOL, it's pretty rare, but if I do, it's like that's like trying to convey like ha ha funny dude, you know? It's like you're not really laughing. You're just like, I acknowledge that that's a humorous thing, so I'm gonna write LOL.
But that's, you know what I mean? That could be more dick than saying. I mean, in my math, because it like by definition, you know, it's LOL, laugh out loud. Mm-hmm. If you didn't do that, don't type it. I can't.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I've always hated LOL, so I have like a chip on my shoulder about it. So I'll only write it if I'm like being sarcastic or something.
You know, I only started using LOL maybe like 2 months before I met you.
Wow.
Yeah. I was really against it, and then I just was like, you know what, let me give it a shot, and then it felt really good, and then I started using it, and it actually softened the blow because every time I was like fucking up a relationship by saying like how I actually feel about something, but then I would end it with LOL, they would be like, okay, like they wouldn't.
Wow, so LOL would literally get you off the hook.
Yeah. It would make it more human to them somehow.
Well, you do text like a total fucking asshole.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
You'll just be like, no. You know,
because that's the answer. It's a yes or no question.
It's rude, though. It's rude to say no, or it's even rude to just say yes. You got to say yeah instead of yes. And for no, it's like, I don't think so, or probably not. You can't just write no.
Okay, so I have to... Man, I have to hit a different gear for me to think of something else to say that is... I mean, it's just like fluff information. There's no information for me there. But
it's not like you're the president. You have time to think about your response. You're not like so jam-packed your schedule. You know, you can think about it.
Well, you know what the thing is I think I think I'm actually, in a lot of ways, I'm very, my bandwidth is limited, meaning like I'm like a dumb person.
Yeah,
you know?
You are, yeah.
So I don't have a ton of bandwidth to waste. So I can't. When I'm doing that, I'm doing it to simply save my time and your time. So
you just don't want to dumb it up. You're just like, let me do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
The more I put into this, the dumber it'll be.
Well, so this is kind of like the idea behind doing this FaceTime show, because I can now still communicate with everybody, but you can see how I'm saying everything.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're not rude in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty much not rude. You're rude sometimes.
What do you mean I'm pretty much not rude?
You're pretty much not rude. You'll be like, sometimes you'll be in a mood where you're like, you'll do sniff shit. You'll be like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. Like you'll sniff. When you sniff, here's another thing. Breaking down what things mean. Sniff. If you sniff right after you say something,
mm-hmm.
you're like so unbelievably aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like turning the screw on something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I did it better than you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Just like fucking. Really
I love the sniff thing, dude.
Yeah, the sniff thing's good. It's you. It's very you.
Fuck yeah. Is that a good thing? I'll think it's a good thing.
I mean, it's good if you're like a rude guy and want everybody to know you're rude.
Oh, then no, that's not a good thing at all.
Well, I don't know what to tell you then.
All right, well, I'll work on my texting and my sniffing thing.
Okay.
But the other story I love is the story about the shirt that you're wearing.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, that was bullshit.
No, but look at how it worked out.
It worked out, but I had to fight for it.
No.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell this one. this is why it was fucking bullshit. We were watching. I don't know why we were doing this.
It sounds so stupid now, yeah.
We were watching videos of people. Why were we doing this?
I don't know.
Videos of people eating fruit, okay? Like weird fruit, and we stumbled upon a video of some guy and his girlfriend would go on these travel videos and eat like exotic fruit wherever they were, and this guy was eating a Cempedak, which is a jackfruit. I think it's a jackfruit and like a passion fruit. It's some weird hybrid fruit, which is naturally occurring. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what these are. And then I googled Cempedak, which is spelled Cempejack and Cempedak, which is so odd.
Mm-hmm.
But I did it, and the first thing that came up was this shirt, and I was like, "This is dope." This
wow,
is sick.
you're okay. I'm gonna tell my version after this because
okay, good.
There's errors already.
There's errors? Okay, so the shirt thing might be wrong. You're right. No, you're right. All I was doing was fawning over a Cempedak. I was like, these are the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. That's what it was.
Okay.
No shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. And you, I think you agreed, but more than agreeing, you were like, Matt thinks these are the shit. That's funny. And and then several days pass, and you're like, I got you something. And I'm like, fucking, that's dope. Cool. That's cool. And then next time we hang out, you're wearing this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it was the thing that you got me until you were like, I actually got it for you, but I really liked it. So now it's mine and I'm wearing it. And I was like, you're such a shitty friend.
No.
You hold on. I discover Cempedaks. I'm like introducing you to how cool they are. I make you look them up, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this thing for Matt because he's brought them to my attention and he's gonna like this." Then it comes, and you're like, "Actually, I want it." And then you don't order me another one. You just fucking keep it and tell. I would have forgotten that you even got me something, but then you had to tell me that it was actually the thing that you got me that you're keeping for yourself.
Oh, so you didn't ask me about my shirt. You just said, hey. Oh, no, I just said, hey, by the way.
Yeah.
You were
okay. Wearing it, and you were like, this is the shirt. This is the thing I said I got you, but I'm actually just going to keep it.
Okay, so this is my intention behind it all, and this is my side of it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're watching people eat fruit for no fucking reason, and then I remember getting a text from you that night where you were like, I like Cempejacks, whatever. And that's all it said. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get him a shirt. This is like, for, just be funny. So I went to Amazon and there's a fucking shirt of a Cempedak for no reason.
It's a sick shirt.
It's a sick shirt. And so I get it, and then I get it. And then I send you that I got you that.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And then your response was lackluster.
No, that doesn't sound like me. I'm sorry.
Your response seemed like it fell short of what I expected.
That's not.
So then I said, okay, well, let me try it on. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe I'm a weirdo because I got him a fucking fruit shirt.
No, I don't like that at all.
And then I put it on and I was like, oh, it looks pretty good actually. And then I go to your place because we're having coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go to your place and I'm like, by the way, this is the shirt. And you're like, dude, I actually like it. I think it looks great. And I was like, okay. And you're like, I was like, well, this is what I got for you or something like, now I'm.
What it became was definitely, you got me something. You told me you got it for me. And then took it. You kept it.
Yeah.
And then didn't get another one.
Until you yelled at me, and then I got.
And I find it ironic that you call my response lackluster when you're the one that just writes no to texts. You just write ha. You just write ha and no. There's no way that I was lackluster. I was stoked about the shirt. I was expecting the shirt. It was my shirt, and then you basically dangled the carrot in front of my face and then fucking ate it for yourself.
Well, but then what happened?
Then you got me another one, which was cool.
All right. So, but then now we both have the shirt, and it's like a cool thing now.
It is a cool thing now, and when you moved away, we both wore it and took a picture, and that was cool too.
Oh, that's right. I'll have this be the cover of the shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
You
Well,
too.
actually, real quick, you know why I fucking did the mannequin thing? Because because I know you're really smart and I know you probably know more about this than me, but I secretly think that the fact that I'm looking at someone's face where a face would be and the arms are where the arms would be and the chest and everything right there, that my body will chemically think I've been hanging out with someone and I'll be happier.
You might be right, dude. I mean, it's possible to. I would bet that there's at least some minor effect to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Brains can be tricked, you know? Sounds like a good hack. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. So you sent me this short film. What was it on? Talk House.
Yeah.
Talk House. What the fuck? Wait, did you did you actually shoot that in quarantine?
Yeah. I did. It was really hard. It's hard to do something without anybody. But that was the whole thing. The thing that they were doing like a little online film festival once quarantine started. They reached out to some filmmakers that I don't know how they set up.
I didn't get a call.
But no, you didn't. That makes sense though.
No.
That they reached out to more sort of elevated filmmakers such as myself.
No.
And then they were like, you can't shoot it. You can't use anybody else. You can work with people remotely. Like you can't shoot with anybody that's not inside your home or whatever. And you can't work with more than 3 people even remotely. So it was like, there are some good ones up on their site actually, but mine went up, last week, I guess. And it was interesting because I shot American Animal in my home, and Billy was in American Animal, my old dog, who just passed away.
Yeah.
And now this is like, many years later, and I was shooting it, and I only realized it afterwards when I really was like looking at it, because it looks aesthetically similar with the pink walls.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dog in it, and I was like, I'm always going to come up with the same fucking idea, aren't I? Like, just like trying to talk to a dog is just like the story of my creative life in movies. Hopefully I'll move away from that and veer into other territory at some point, but that's really my specialty lately.
Yeah, why, I mean, spoiler for anybody that is looking to watch it. If you're going to watch it, you go watch it right now and then come back to this. But why have Charlie kill you? Do you actually have that thought?
Yeah. No, here's the thing about that movie. I'm going to walk you through the symbology of this movie, okay? So
great.
I am wearing a tie-dye hoodie in the short film. Charlie is wearing a tie-dye handkerchief around her neck, or a bandana around her neck. And so the idea of the symbolism behind that, for like a smart person such as myself,
and me,
which you might not understand.
No, me, I'm smart.
Is that like, it's all like one mind, basically. Like it's all happening in my own mind, right? And so I found, at least, especially back then, I found that, which is like the very beginning of this quarantine, I found that there was this, I still had a lot of work to do. Well, you and I have talked about this. You still have a ton of work to do. Unlike a lot of people who right now have no work to do.
Yeah.
But like, I started to feel like I had all this work to do, and it was building and mounting and becoming stressful. But at the same time, I was like, why would any of this matter? There's no reason to do any of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so the work was building. I was procrastinating, but I still had this total apathy about like, none of this is going to matter ever. Mm-hmm. Because no one's ever going to be shooting movies again. No, because my work was writing, and there's no movies going to be made. Why the fuck would I do this work? Why would I even fucking get out of bed? Why anything? Mm-hmm. And then I just started to like dement myself with those thoughts. So the movie is kind of just like this inner dialogue about like, do I ever even have to get up, basically.
Oh Jesus! So wait, does Charlie not exist? Did you make a Fight Club? Is that what this is?
Basically, yeah, it's got like Fight Club vibe thing going on, and two other people worked on it with me. Hold on, speaking of fucking, hang on.
Is it the co-star right now? Charlie.
Yup.
What's up, Charlie? Wants to come in for 5 minutes.
She heard us talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it was fucking cool. It was fun. I mean, it was something to fucking do that was more immediate. With writing assignments, like I said, it's like there's no way to know why you're doing any of the work right now, like when it's going to be produced, when it might be produced. Because, I talked to my manager and agents and shit, and they're like, we might not have crews of over 50 people again until next year. And I'm just like, when is anything going to get made again then?
Mm-hmm.
That basically precludes anything bigger. Like, there will be smaller movies being made, and there will be cheap TV shows being made, and there will be animation shows being made.
Mm-hmm. But is that a good thing that there'll be smaller productions?
It might be good for me, like, as a director, and it might be good for some of my peers as, like, filmmakers, but not for people who like, or certainly for people who make bigger stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like something like, I mean, I don't like this shit, but something like a Marvel movie,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far away that is. It's probably so far away.
I mean, I have like a lot of friends that are producers for shit, and they're saying that they're planning to shoot stuff in late July.
Really?
Yeah. And this, I want to say it's probably not anything of over 50 people, but it's still significant. You know, it's like I don't know if this is the brand. I'm just guessing because there's a Twix bag over there, but it's like, like a Twix commercial or something.
Yeah.
Where they can probably get away with doing it for, with 30 people.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think actually what's going to end up being trickier is, I think there's going to be. I think crews will be all right because they can all wear masks and shit, but actors can't.
Yeah.
And they have to be close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the bigger concern is going to be like the on-screen talent. So if you have a small, tiny cast,
mm-hmm.
you'll probably be able to shoot sooner. But if you have like a big fucking cast, anything that requires like a group scene or like certainly extras, like is going to be fucking hard. Just in terms, the thing that's hard is the liability of it. Nobody wants to finance it because they don't want to be the one responsible for getting people together, and then they get sick.
But the thing is, so I feel like actually, I think it was like Hannibal Buress that had this joke where he's like, I feel like that they just need to stop production on everything so I can take a year and just like catch up.
I know.
And then like let it.
Everything.
Yeah, and then I feel like they have a backlog of stuff that they're going to be able to be coming out with. So new stuff is still going to be coming out. But I mean, I feel like the things that I am missing the most is like comedy, like comedy shows.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to my brother about that and some of his friends. Well, I mean, look, with my brother, the thing about comedy to my eye, I mean, obviously I'm not a comedian, but from what it seems like is that even more than like a lot of the other parts of the industry, that is the gap between being successful and like being visible, but not like a full on, I don't know how you would define a success, but I guess what I'm saying is the people that are doing really well
mm-hmm.
in comedy are doing unbelievably well financially.
Yeah.
And the ones that are like visible that people know, like they might be on Rogan, they might be on Comedy Central,
mm-hmm.
they're doing well and they're certainly like gonna be big,
mm-hmm.
but the amount of money you make at that level is very, very, still very low.
Yeah.
Like there's a threshold of like when you're a successful comedian, you pass it, suddenly you're making a ton of money.
Yeah.
Before that, you're just not making any money.
Yeah.
And like, so those guys, they can't afford to not do comedy for 6 months.
Yeah. There's like no middle class in comedy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a really big middle class, and it's I worry about it because a lot of those dudes are my friends too,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. Same thing in more what I do. Like a lot of writers, certainly directors, actors, like they relied on getting just enough work to get by.
Yeah, yeah.
And now there is no work if you're an actor, certainly. Writers are probably in a better position. But even writers like myself, I don't know what shit's going to be.
Yeah, like are people commissioning writers right now for feature?
There's still assignment stuff happening,
okay.
actually,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. But the deals, there's no rush to finish deals because you don't know when things are going to return. So
actually, I think
it affects me, but it's annoying.
I feel like you might have had the last comedy special come out like during this quarantine. Like I guess maybe the first one since the quarantine hit, right? Was there another one? Did Tom Segura come out with or someone?
Segura came out with a new one at the very end of March. Chris's came out on the 14th.
Okay.
There were 3 big Netflix ones. Bert Kreischer's came out in mid-March. Tom's came out at the end of March, and Chris's came out in the middle of April. Yeah.
Do you like doing that? Directing a live? I guess like a.
I mean, I had so much fun. I have very little experience with live directing anything live.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked around with it a little bit, like just like actual school projects when I was still in school. But that was all the experience that I had, and so I kind of, in the beginning, I kind of just leaned because the people that I hired, there was the production team, the production company, and then the production designer, and then the DP, and the editor. Everyone had done a lot of them. Except,
okay.
And so at first I was like, this seems like a well-oiled machine. I'm just going to step into it and like speak when I have a thing to say. I'm definitely not going to be the director that's like, here's how we're doing it if I don't know how it works,
Okay.
But they were all so pro about it that like they were basically just like, tell us what you want and we'll make that happen. And I was like,
sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I told them everything Chris and I had talked about and kind of come up with, and which did take obviously work and prep, just like anything else. You're visualizing something, but the job was made so easy because of the hires. Like they all were so good at doing the thing that they do, and they do them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so executing our ideas, no matter how different or similar they were to what they've done in the past, they were just so pro about it. And then on the day, all I'm really doing is like actually what my job is supposed to entail. Whereas if you're directing certainly a commercial or an indie or anything, definitely an indie, you're doing like 80 other jobs too.
Yeah.
And you're never enough. It's never enough time. You're always running around. You got to make one choice for every 8 choices. That you don't have time to do anything. On this, it was like every single person was doing the shit that they are supposed to be doing, which meant everything was way easier for me.
Do you actually go in like a control room and then you're like choosing the angles that those angles can animate while they're live?
It's not live cutting, but it's you're in the control room. You're next to the DP. DP's on a headset, as are you to all the different cameramen.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 6 cameras, so 6 feeds rather, 6 screens set up to look at each of the 6. We had 6 cameras, and then above that on one big screen is like the screen you've selected to blow up, so you can just kind of punch around and see which camera. Like if you have an idea of which one you'll be cutting to, but they're all recording and they're all being edited later, so you're not it's not going to soap opera where you're literally live cutting. Like, go to that shot, go to that shot, go to that shot, or like the Oscars or something. Where it's like the director of that is like, you got to be way up and on your toes because the camera you're selecting is literally what millions of people are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
This is different because you're just making sure all 6 cameras are getting the shot you want of the special or the set as it's happening.
Yeah.
And we did it twice, two different sets.
Right.
Most comics, or from what I understand, a lot of comics, they just get up and do their set. Chris is like, you could almost like down to the exact word. He's standing in the same place, moving the same way. It's like
really?
full-on performance. Yeah,
It's like an actor.
totally like an actor, and that made the edit so easy because it was like we used almost all of the second performance, but it made the very little pieces that we needed to use as glue for the first set just slide right in. It was so easy.
Dude, so this just sounds like actually like a really easy job.
Well, it's all planning. It's all planning. Like you hear that a lot in like movies, which is obviously more where I come from, where it's like 90% of the job is prep. I would say like on this, 99% of the job is prep.
99? Jesus.
There wasn't one fire I had to put out on the day. Literally.
Wow, that's fucking nice.
It was nuts. Yeah.
So would you do like another special of like some other comic?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I had so much fun. The cool thing about doing it with Chris was I know his material without having to even look into it at all. Like I know it better than anyone. You could say just because I've been closer to it than anyone from the period he started, you know.
Yeah.
It felt really natural to capture that energy. I think it would be more of a challenge to do someone else's because I'm not. It's not like in my bones.
Yeah.
Someone else, but it's like, you know, it's kind of like as the director of a comedy special, you're kind of just representing people the way that they want to be represented because they don't know how to do that. That's your job. And like, it's more like directing episodic TV than if you're directing a movie. You're like, it's all your vision and everything about it is up to you. This is just like, make sure their thing is coming through as much as possible, you know?
What about, we had talked about when you, I guess, like signed on or the decision was made that you were going to do it. We talked about like some sort of like sketch intro. And did you guys ever discuss that? Were you going to like kick around ideas or was that just like never?
We talked about it. And the more he and I watched other ones just to see kind of where we fell on them, we were just like, what we arrived at more than anything was, A, there are just too many specials right now. And it's hard to decide what to watch. And B, the other thing that stood out to us is so many of these specials are trying to rely on some kind of gimmick or some kind of way to stand out. I don't even mean gimmick in a bad way. I just mean a thing about it that makes it different, that sets it apart. And like Burr shooting his in black and white or something like that. Or Tony Hinchcliffe doing it all in one take. Like that's nothing about that is something I don't like, but those are gimmicks, you know? And Chris and I were just like, we just want to do the comedy. So like, besides that intro shot, which is that crane shot from above, there's really no intro and there's no outro, and it's just him.
Just the comedy,
And like, we wanted it to look good. We wanted it to sound good, obviously. Like, everything was important about the delivery of that idea.
Have you seen...
What we were trying to avoid was just anything that felt gimmicky,
I would say probably the most gimmicky thing that I actually like, I don't know... Have you seen Drew Michaels' special?
No. Oh, wait, is that the one where he's alone?
Yes.
Yeah. You showed me that, actually. I have seen that, yeah.
Dude, I actually like that. Because
he's good at it. It's just, it makes it seem like a performance art thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, it doesn't feel... I mean, that is cool, actually, it being a performance art thing. But it doesn't even seem like a comedy special. There being no audience is, like, genuinely jarring. And obviously, he's meaning to do that. But, like... It feels more like some like off-Broadway performance art thing.
Yeah, it was cool. Gerard Carmichael directed that.
Did he really? I mean, it's well done.
I'm not sure whose like idea was to do that, or like what would they even be going for? Like in my head, it's like the most genuine like performer audience member on your couch.
Yeah.
I'm me performing, you enjoying. That's it. And that's what it felt like. Like the laughs are where you put them, you know?
It is like that, but what I would say is that I don't want to be performed to solo. Even if I'm alone and watching it on the screen, I want to feel like there are not people there in the room with me, but I feel like part of comedy as an audience member, not as a comedian, is like you're one of the people in a crowd of people. When it's just me, I'm like, what am I, like a fucking king? Like this is just like me and the court jester.
Yeah.
Even though he's not there with me in the room, and this is probably intended, but like there's this level of discomfort. You don't know when to laugh. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like so much of being in a comedy show is you laugh when other people are laughing. It signals when a joke ends, when the comedian starts again. It's like a whole momentum thing.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard to decide the style in which you're going to shoot something like that, because a decision like that is so fucking bold that you're automatically going to alienate a certain part of your audience.
Oh, 100%. There were so many people that loved him that I know, and then they saw the special and they were like, why the fuck? He just ruined like all of his amazing jokes, and now he's going to have to wait like years before, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I personally loved it, whether it was like a art piece or not. Like, it did make me laugh in the places I was supposed to laugh. It felt, I don't know. It was something new that, I mean, I was part of the people that really liked it, but yeah, I mean, like, you know, with trying to do something new, you gotta take a risk. I mean, that's what that dude doing a fucking mannequin podcast. The fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool though. I like a mannequin podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I figured first off, it's like, by the way, the name of it's gonna be Facetime. So it'll have
that's good.
It'll have like a.
Gonna get sued. Gonna get fucking sued so hard.
Well, then I'll change it. You know, I already thought about that, dude. It's hard to run a podcast alone with like a, you know, because you don't have. Why don't you have videos on your podcast?
I'm literally about to start. The reason I didn't before was because with guests, I didn't want to do it for some reason. But now that I'm doing so many solo episodes, I think I'm gonna do it so I can like put videos up that I'm playing and shit like that.
Yeah, you for sure should. And yeah, because the thing is with guests is like, if it's just audio, then you know people aren't worried about like, oh, what do I look like, or there's just like another dimension they don't have to worry about.
Especially when they have to film themselves, like they're like very sort of like if you're Skyping with them or doing something like this, I think people are very like, I don't know if they're vain, but it's like they're much more guarded almost because they know they're being looked at.
Yeah.
When I'm interviewing a guest and they know it's just audio, I feel like they're more likely. I mean, frankly, they're more likely to say something fucked up, but they're also more likely to just kind of be honest in a way that they might not be if they know that they're on camera. It's weird. I don't know why.
I feel like I would rather be on camera because then you see my face when I'm saying it and know that I'm like, you know, it's like with the texting thing. It's like the more dimensions to me that you can get. Dude, this is like why actually, so I do like app dating and shit. And I mean, imagine me just responding, like on apps and shit.
Yeah, dude, that's why no one responds to you on that.
Is it okay? I'll switch it up. But I
just write and watch all the responses.
Just the difference is just 2 letters.
Yep.
Yeah, I do that, and I'm always, especially now, I'm like, why the fuck are we gonna be on a dating app and match with each other, and then like not FaceTime at least, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm a better sell in person, so when I get to that point, it's easier. But to get to that point is so fucking hard that it's like, I mean, I might as well just delete all the dating apps and only meet people in person because I think that's how, you know, it'd be better for me.
It's definitely preferable, but let me ask you something. Like, what is happening with, like, are people still meeting up via dating apps and shit like that now? They probably are, yeah.
I don't know, because I haven't heard from anybody, but for me, my plan is my intention on the dating app thing, like I even have it outlined there, why I'm on the fucking thing. I want to meet up with somebody, like at a park, right? And have some sort of interaction would be great. Like, you know, 6 feet apart, whatever. Let's just meet up, you know. And then the ideal thing is that it gets to the point where we go, okay, we're both like horny people.
Yeah.
A lot of us have gone months without sex. If we trust each other enough, after 14 days has passed since we first met up, let's just start going at it. Let's just start going to each other's places. That makes the most sense to me. The shitty part is you can't put that in your profile.
I was going to ask. That was my next question. Like, are you if you're broadcasting that, I would imagine you're not going to get many people to respond to you. But if you're not broadcasting, what are you saying? What are you saying? Just the park thing?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I kind of morphed it, but yeah, just the park thing, and then pretty much just that. I think there's like one other thing that's just like there to be funny, but yeah, it's just the park thing. Let's meet up 6 feet apart, and that's it. But like I even
you
like
should add, if we end up being horny people, we can wait 14 days and then just go at it.
That's hilarious.
You should add that.
Should I do that?
See what happens. Yeah.
Should I do that right now?
Yeah, fuck it.
But yeah, I don't. I'll have like a conversation with somebody, and I'll be like, it'll be going really good, and then I'll be like, let's FaceTime soon, and then just nothing.
Really?
And I'm like, what the fuck? What are we doing? This doesn't make any sense.
Thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Isn't it a thing now? I have a friend who's like, who met a girl on, I don't know if it was OkCupid or what, but they started out calling like phone dates, like regular phone dates.
Yeah.
And then they like advance to FaceTime, and they like each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that's happening. I just think, as for me, not because I know you, but the prospect of talking to someone new on FaceTime is actually is a little bit, I think I would have anxiety about that. I would have less anxiety about meeting them in person, like, for sure. You know?
About meeting up?
In person, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, too, like, out here, you can't take the subway, so it's like, they got to be within, like, a mile radius.
Yeah.
Like,
is the subway even running?
It's running, but, like, no one's taking it.
That's crazy.
No one's taking it for social reasons.
Right, yeah.
Like,
right. Yeah.
People are riding bicycles, or they're just jogging, whatever, you know?
That's so weird that New York subways are empty. Jesus.
Yeah, I happen to, dude, it sucks because I don't have any, like, because what people are doing is they're hanging out with, like, the people that they trust, their closest friends or whatever. So everyone's doing that here, and I don't have anybody here that's like that, you know? Like, I have some work friends, but...
Yeah, what's up out there? Is it still all fucked up and scary?
Yes and no. It's like... The mood is a little strange when you're walking on the street, for sure.
Okay.
Everyone's a little, you know, people put their masks up when they come across somebody else. So it becomes this thing where it's like, you know, like, there's that, I'm not saying that I think this or anything, but like there's that thing that, you know, if you see someone dangerous looking coming, you like cross the street or whatever, right? So it's the same thing. You get a feeling where you're like, am I dangerous? And then people think, am I dangerous? Like if I do something like that? So there's that. But then when you're inside of a place, people are super nice. Super, super nice.
Huh.
And walking is obviously a lot of New York. So, you know, it's just like, it's like a weird hot and cold experience out there. It's strange.
I mean, I just thinking about what's going on now and remembering living there, I just think of the anxiety everyone must have being so crammed in together. Because the thing about the main difference between LA and New York is just how spread out it is here, and out there it's not, especially Manhattan. And I was looking at pictures today of people in Central Park, and it's like absolutely packed.
It's packed
with people. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't.
You know why too? Because we're like in the last week, this is the first week of like good weather. So people are
I think that's what it is.
People have been inside for months, so we're just like, let's get us the fuck out there. I mean, I went to a park yesterday, but like I jogged to a park and then I jogged back home. But when I was there were cops, and the cops were nice as shit. They were being really nice to everybody, and they were handing out masks and talking, you know. One of them, they were taking pictures of each other. Yeah, it was like they were just people there there was like, it would imagine what cops would be like in Canada is what I imagine. Like, you know.
I mean, it sounds a little bit like what it was like after 9/11 when everybody was being nice to each other all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So fucking crazy.
Are you able to still work on your your movie, I guess. Like, weren't you in pre-production for? You were like about to start shooting.
I was. Yeah, it got pushed because of all this. We don't know when we'll be able to do it.
When were you supposed to be shooting?
We were supposed to be shooting May into June.
Were you in rehearsals? Like, what state were you at?
No, we were casting the last role and figuring out like the studio we were gonna shoot in and all that shit.
Fuck. Wow. Are you gonna shoot any more shorts?
Probably.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do. Yeah.
Dude, I had an idea to do one with Penny, but it was gonna be a thing where like me and Penny witnessed a murder. It was gonna be Rear Window, but it wasn't gonna be a murder.
That's dope.
But it was gonna be like I would use her as like a scent. Like she would smell the thing, and then she would, now she's got to find the killer or whatever. But that's fucking hard. I got,
Is Penny a good actress like Charlie is?
Penny's actually really fucking good. I did shoot like one small scene with us.
Then you should do it because it's all about the performance, and Charlie's really good, and she makes another song really good. So.
And I'm a really good actor.
I'm a really good guy.
I'm a really good guy. All right, Matt. Well, thanks for talking for a while. It's good to see you kind of in person. Good talking to you. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks for watching today's episode of Face to Facetime with today's guest, Matt D'Elia. Make sure and check out that Netflix special if you haven't. For some weird reason, it's called No Pain. It's for his brother, Chris D'Elia. Matt D'Elia directed it. And it's great. I think it looks awesome. I think he did an awesome job. I hope he directs more comedy specials. I hope we have more comedy specials in the future. Like new ones, Hope we have comedy shows. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you can go to the iTunes and rate and review, helps out a lot. Same thing with the YouTube channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe there. New episodes every week. And also go to the Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. It's FaceTime, Face to Facetime on Instagram. And hope you enjoy your day and week and quarantine as much as I am. Thank you. I'm John Ryan. Have a great day. Bye. We're gonna have some wrong to say. We're gonna have some wrong.